I think young people are feel super entitled, right? They want to grow up and have a white picket fence and, raise a family and have 2 cars and all those things. But we never taught them how to win.
Yeah.
Right? Like we were so easy on these kids.
I want to say you're right, but that's not their fault.
Oh, I don't blame them for how they were raised, but we got to do something to pull them out of it, right? Because not only do they not want to work hard, but then they want to give away their last dollar for condoms in Gaza, right? And they're like so upset if you want to take away foreign aid or you want to cut this program or that. And it's like, oh, but you don't want to work? And another thing that we really did wrong was we demonized the trades, right? Like if you don't go to college and get a 4-year degree in liberal studies, then you're a failure, right? Like if you're a mechanic, you're a failure. But if you go get your liberal studies degree or whatever, then you're a hero. And that just doesn't make any sense either.
I had a discussion with someone a couple weeks ago about that, where I said, you got these NYU students who are majoring in stuff I've never even heard of before. Like you got people who are majoring in African American literature studies, and it's like, okay, well, what are you going to do with that degree? Well, I'm going to go out and speak about African American literature. Okay, well, how many times can you do that during a year? Like, so you mean to tell me you spent $250,000 on your education, on your 4-year degree, to work at Starbucks?
Yeah,
like this is where you are. But they feel like this is a very valid and valuable degree to have. And it's like, yeah, okay, I'll take my latte with extra foam. Thank you.
Yeah, I think that the fact that, my generation, I think my generation really kind of dropped the ball with a lot of young people in like what you were saying, Penny, the fact that kids aren't taught to like trades, and that this is not just respectable work, but it's necessary work that's extremely profitable. Like if you know your trade, like you can decide however much you want to make, because there are fewer and fewer people in the trades that know what they're doing and that are skilled. So if you're a guy that's 25 years old, 30 years old, that's been in the same trade for 6, 7, 8 years, you know how to do your job. You know what you're doing, and you're incredibly valuable. But the fact of the matter is, boomers and Gen Xers didn't tell kids, look, can have the world in the palm of your hand. You can make 6 figures doing this work that you might not think is all that attractive, but once you get it down, it actually isn't backbreaking. There's the tools that are available to help you do these things are incredible nowadays, and you can basically write your own check, and you can have tons of money if you want to learn how to do it. But they were never taught that.
They are, though. A lot of people aren't been taught that. You guys are speaking like it's a monolith. I know plenty of young folks who are getting into the trades and doing the trades, and they're like 20 years old.
But percentage-wise, how many though?
Jeez, bud, I don't know, 20, 30% of the young kids. I mean, I'm not a statistic.
Maybe around here, not in San Diego.
We're in the bubble. We're in the right wing bubble. They're lefties are not. I'm not talking about them, but the people who are taught right and are taught right by their parents and their school systems and everything like that. They are working hard.
Well, I live in San Diego. We don't know anything about those people.
Oh, I'm sorry. You got to meet them, bud. You're a computer guy, so I mean that makes sense.
No, I agree with Penny, because even if you look at social media, what's been the huge talking point as far as from the left? Oh, we're so much more educated than you are.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about the right wingers who are doing good and doing hard.
I get what you're saying, but if you look at social media, ever since Trump won the election, what have they been saying to sort of soothe themselves and console themselves? Oh, but we're more educated than you are. We have college degrees, and a lot of you guys don't. Yeah, but you know what? I'll take an electrician over someone who is an English major and graduated that degree. I'll take someone who's a plumber. You know what I mean? Like a plumber is going to actually contribute something to society. A plumber will help me actually get from point A to point B. You with your English major, so you can write me a poem. That's not going to help me in the long run.
I mean, you guys miss the point. I'm just saying there are a lot of young folks who are getting into the trades. It's not nobody.
I hope that
that's all I'm saying.
There's a value of relativity when it comes to labor, like working hard, because if you don't know what it's like to actually break your back and like strain your muscles for labor, driving for a few hours might seem like exhausting. Last week we did a 3 shows in Washington, D.C., and I was like ready to drive an hour and a half there and then drive an hour and a half back. I'm like, all right, 3-hour commute. But then I was like, you know what? First of all, Trump's working 18-hour days. If he can do it, I can do it. He's 80. Okay, that's one thing. And then I'm like, I remember what it's like to wait tables, to be on my feet for 7 hours. And then I remember how easy that is compared to chopping wood for a living, which I've done, which literally after 5 hours in the sun, I'm like broken, and 3 days in a row of that. And I can it's hard to think because I'm so fatigued. I know what that's like.
You're probably ripped though.
I was getting there at the time. There's a video on YouTube of me in the process.
I screenshot it.
So having that frame of reference is so important. And if the kid's born and they're 9 years old and they're playing on the internet and they're working from home the whole time, they don't have that frame of reference of what it's actually like to hurt yourself to make money. And you're very lucky to have an office job, and a commute is not hard. It's not hard. It might be boring to sit in traffic for an hour, but it's not hard. It's very easy.
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.